The most important thing when it comes to the beta is having fun. Woo! Whoa, there's one more, or the video would have been over by now. But yes, I just want to say that I'm already saying, man, videos, people like getting you worried with these. Don't make this mistake in the beta, like it's gonna be over for you. No, man, just chill out. I'm getting people on my stream already getting worried. I understand the hype, but there's not a mistake that you can make it. The beta, the freaking game's not even out, all right? There's no mistake in the beta that you can make that can ruin you. A lot of these videos popping off, and not popping off, but popping up. And I understand. I made a video like that myself. It got 3.3 million views back in the my old game, and I get it. I get the hustle, man. But dude, guys, there's nothing to worry about when it comes to the beta. Just have fun. And for Amazon, Smilegate, they need you to test the server load, all that jazz. But for you, man, you're not going in there putting on your construction hat and trying to, you know, test the game out and fix the game or anything. The beta is for you guys to not only have fun with Lost Ark, but find a main. Now, the beta is only 7 days. It's not going to be enough time for you guys to find a main like the dance crew behind my character. Those guys have found their main, maybe mains, ults, all that stuff. I believe that finding a main is very important. In the last 5 months, I've been playing this game every day. I'm almost close to, not there yet, but close to 2,000 hours played. I know life the shit out of this game. I quit my previous job of covering another game that was giving me 6 figures to prepare for this game. I put my time and, you know, 5 digits of my money because I wanted to be ready for myself and for you guys for the launch. Not just the talker, I wanted to be the walker, the guy that walks, not just talks or put just trailers in the video and say or act like I know the game, okay? I mean, nothing wrong with that if you're doing that, but I'm just saying I didn't want to be like that. I did that in the past. I felt like a fucking crime lord, dude. Anyways, I love this game. If you're already judging me, thinking, well, this guy is an idiot, he just spent 5 digits on a game. Whoa, hear me out, dude. Just because you're free to play or just because you're a light spender doesn't mean you're not going to have 5 digits worth of materials on your account. Plus, you're gonna spend all those hours playing this game. Time is worth more than money, right? So hear me out, dude. I also wanted to see if this is really actually pay to win. A game that I don't want to really play a game if it's gonna be predatory. So I just wanted to try it out. I've made every mistake in the book, and I'm here to tell you guys from my mistake, the #1 mistake that I made. I've made so many. That's why I stream. That's why I can talk for 8 hours a day. But the #1 mistake that I made, once again, I'm not trying to scare you guys. I want you guys to enjoy the beta, all right? But for me, it was changing mains every 2 weeks, okay? That's the bulk of my $10,000 just gone. I'll elaborate that. A lot of you guys come to my stream and ask me, what is powerful? What is the strongest in PvE or PvP? And those are legitimate concerns. Some people have played games where you gotta play certain subclasses or classes, or you're just not gonna get invited. I understand your struggle. I understand your past traumas, but for this game, that is not the case. In PvE, at least. I think only some of you guys will listen to what I have to say. And why do I even say some? Because I was that guy that didn't listen. I watched every single Korean Lost Ark YouTuber, guide, memers, everything. Reaction dudes. I've watched all their streams. They get donations asking, streamer, what class do I play? I am new to Lost Ark. Every streamer said the same thing. Play what you like. Play what you think is fun. And we have a saying in Korea, play the character that fits your fingers, whatever you're gonna be good with, all right? And I was like, dude, I come from a game where this answer, I used to, every time there's a new character or something, I would say, yeah, you don't need her, you don't need him, you can play without this new character. And I was just sick of this generic answer. This is an MMO. There's 21 subclasses now. There's gotta be the king of the hill. I experienced it the hard way. I didn't listen. I brushed it aside. Every streamer in Korea, respectable, non-respectable, whatever. I just said, I'm gonna go look up a tier list. And I looked up a tier list. I looked up May. I looked up April, mid-April, March, you get the drill, right? I looked at all these up and I just picked the class that I thought was sexy plus OP. And let's just say in Lost Ark, I have 3 or 4 ex-girlfriends, and every time I switched mains, they've been more and more expensive. Let me explain that. So whether you're free to play or a light spender or a spender, every time you reroll a main, especially on a server that is a catch-up server, let's say I get to like 1400 eye level. Let's just give it a number. All right, let's say I get a 1400 and I'm like, I enter a raid at the end game and I just don't like it. I'm getting pounded. I try to improve, but I'm kind of running out of time. This game's coming out, so I swapped. And for science anyways, okay, I wanted to try as many classes as possible for the viewers as well as for myself, so that I have a precise, what is the word, man? Like a dagger focus when it comes to the beta as well as the release. I have a straight up list, which I'm gonna help you with, of characters that I'm gonna play when the game blasts off. So I rerolled, and I want to go back up to the raid that I was just in. That's where the cost comes in. Thanks to all the generous free-to-play events and the materials that I farmed through my alts, my first reroll wasn't that bad. And my credit card history kind of shows, like the expenditure, me swiping, didn't ramp up until recently. And then when my second character reached my X main's eye level, I was like, okay, I think I've seen enough. The grass is greener on the other side. And maybe I just didn't love my main. Because if I loved my main, no matter what, I wouldn't have switched. But I switched because there's a new hype train called the Sorceress. So I swapped to the Sorceress and I've got absorbed by the hype train. And $1,500 later, I gave her legendary avatars. I got her the legendary class engravings and everything else. That after a couple of weeks, I mean, she's fun and all, but she just wasn't for me. And the honeymoon phase just, whoo, one day it was just gone. After that, I was like, okay, all right, let's just stop screwing around, all right? Let's play a class, no matter what, ZEALS. OP, busted, or nerfed to the ground, you're gonna play her. So after much thought, I finally found the class that I wanted to main, and that's the character you're seeing. I chose Battlemaster, and now I ran out of all the materials that I got from events through just playing the game, and I had to, you know, swipe my way up. Now, like I said, whether you guys spend a couple months farming as a free-to-play, those materials that are tradable have real money value, as well as time that you've spent playing this game. I know it's not like supposed to be a job. It's not, okay? We talk about this on stream all the time. Make sure you join us there. About how many alts you're supposed to have and things like that. We talk about that all the time. Come and ask me anything on stream, or you can ask in the comment section down below. But if you want to go really in detail, yeah, on stream. Anyways, enough plugging. So whether you're free to play or not, those resources that you pumped into your main, and you decide one day, whether it's a month, a year down the road, you want to re-roll, it's gonna be expensive, even as a free to play. So ZEALS, I'm getting a little bit scared here, dude. What the frick? All right. So in the beta, I want you guys to do your homework. Try out as many classes as possible, subclasses as possible. If you didn't play the beta, you're watching this after beta. Maybe you just didn't have enough time to play the beta. It's too short. I get it. You still have time when the game launches. Okay, re-rolling when you're level 12 or 20 or 50, you're not too late. If you get to level 50, let's say you get to 250 eye level, 300 eye level, you know what? You don't like that character? It's okay. Perfect. Make it your alt. Level something else. When the game launches, it is super early. It is okay to re-roll 7 times. If that's what it takes, it's okay. Re-rolling when you get to the end game, when you know you gotta spend at least, free to play or not, $10,000 worth of mats to upgrade just your weapon to max. Not that you need it, but I'm just saying, like, that's the amount of mats right now currently at current valuation. Anyways, that aside, it is much cheaper to re-roll in the beginning than 1, 2, 3 years down the road, right? It just makes perfect sense. Of course, for those that are waiting for subclasses that are not out yet, like Lancemaster, yo, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for Lancemaster too. It's okay. We can, in the meantime, farm some materials, still have a main. We can still swap, and the game will help us to swap we'll have a video on that. Don't worry about that. Back to the most important thing, trying out as many subclasses as possible. If you're new to this game, finding that main, honing it in so that you can focus on your main and not waste time, most importantly, and not waste money, or as a free-to-play, not waste those valuable resources like I did. So what do you need to do for the beta then? I don't care if you go watch a trailer, you saw a poster, you went to the website, and this class, she or he is looking into your eyes, you're like, damn, I want to play that. I want to play this demonic right here. Whatever, maybe you go in. For me, back in 2018, yeah, we didn't have this, we didn't have this, we didn't have this. But back in 2018, man, I check these out, these clips. This is like the newer ones, more UHD, QHD, HD, whatever. And I was like, damn, dude, this is my waifu. She got big weapons. She's alpha. She got that nose mole right there. And she can jump high in the air. And I was like, dude, I'm making her. And guess what? I made her. And guess what? 2 weeks later in 2018, I re-rolled to a bard because my group needed a bard. Going back to what I'm saying, guys. Step one of finding your main is looking at, I don't care if it's streams or videos, posters, that character creation screen, whatever. Go look at some characters that are screaming into your eyes. Play me. Try me. Write them down. If you're a boomer like me, or just have them stored in your brain or something like that. I guess that's called a memory, right? So you do that. Make a list of subclasses that you want to try for the beta. And guess what? Number 2, play beta and play those subclasses. I don't care if you can't get to 50. I don't care if you don't have the time, got to level 12, level 20, you haven't tried all of them out. It's okay. Just get in there, have fun, and try those subclasses. It's not enough time. You're not going to see the raids. You're not going to get pounded. Everything's going to be honeymoon phase. Everything's going to be fun. You don't know if this class is going to evolve into something else later on. Just try the game. Try the subclasses. And then if you made, let's say, a list of 7 and you tried all 7 and you like the 3, then we can hone down even further. Come to my stream afterwards, the beta. We're going to have a therapy session for the copiums, the hopiums, the people. Oh no, the beta is over. What do I do till release? Come to my stream. We can talk about that list that you tried out, whether you got to level 12 or 50 or 6,000. It doesn't matter. Just come on my stream and then we can talk a little bit more detail. Go to step 3, which is comparing it to the end game. For example, let's talk about bards. Bards, when I had a bard, when you guys saw my stream back in June, my bard was like a baby, like an infant. Her shields were not as frequent. I didn't have any cooldown reductions coming from the gems. I didn't have any cards. I didn't have any class engravings to increase my healing at the end. I didn't have anything to give me extra armor for my bars, so I was getting not one shot, but I was getting destroyed. So I wasn't shielding fast enough. My shields were weak as... It wasn't doing anything. It wasn't helping anybody. It wasn't even helping me. But once I got to the end game, once I got to the class engravings, the gems, she evolved from an infant to a high schooler with a 1964 Mustang, dude. Fixed up. And then once you take her to the actual end game, 1500 plus, I played my friend's account, and his bard is like driving a freaking Ferrari in my 50s, man, retired. The difference is huge. Some classes, they stay pretty much the same when you're leveling or when you reach 50 to the current in-game in Korea. For example, Gunslingers, yeah, they change a little bit because of the cooldown reduction coming from the gems, but it's not like, yeah, the damage is gonna go to the millions. Yeah, cool, but like it still feels pretty much the same. So what I'm saying is some classes just change completely from the beginning of the game, and then once we get the end game stuff like gems, engravings, they're gonna change a lot. Oh yeah, I forgot about the stats. Like for example, bards, you have literally no movement increase when you're leveling, but in the end game you're close to 30, the maxed out movement speed of 40%. You're moving like a Ferrari, literally, all right? So it's gonna be completely different. So we can talk about that after the beta. I can make a video about that after the beta, okay? And then if you still like what you're seeing, then we gotta talk about other things like skins, as well as the cost of making this character as a main. or other things like their defensives, or getting invited to raids. Are they in demand? Can I get into guilds? Can I get into pre-made groups that raids on the weekends on different servers, cross-realmable raids? We can talk about those things in more detail, things that are not even being discussed on YouTube, right? Like nobody's talking about survivability here. That's freaking important. Why? Because let's say you're raiding 8 hours on the weekend, right? You got a job on the weekdays. I appreciate that. I respect that. But on the weekends, you got a group, you got a crew. You don't want to be the first one dead every attempt on progression, right? You don't want to play maybe for you, you don't want to play a high APM class that has paper thin skin, about to die from a swing. You don't want to be that guy, caffeinated, focused for 8 straight hours, literally hands sweating, right? Sweaty hands. And then if someone says something on Discord, you get distracted and you just get hit by the boss and you're dead. And then you get the mood swings and you start dying every time. Because yeah, if you don't want to be that guy, then I could recommend you some classes that are sturdier, that are way easy. Like you could turn your brain off. Like that's what we say in Korea. Some classes you could just turn your brain off during progression and be a shot caller, raid caller, and just enjoy, have a drink, get a beer. Whatever you want to do, you can chill. Some classes have to work twice as hard to produce great results. That is just the fact. That is just the way of life in this game. So we can talk about that a lot later. But for now, you have to find the best main is not the most powerful. Balance shifts. Play the class you love. Play the class that... What the fuck is happening to my screen? So I want you guys to not look for the tier list. Every subclass has cleared the end game before the nerf. They all work. Like I said in the previous video, make sure you check that out. I'm not saying you can stack 6 same subclasses and go do the end game boss. I'm just saying that in a healthy group, you can work. You can make it work. The thing is, you have to make it work. If you love your main, you're not gonna just give up on her, right? You're not gonna just died 3 times in a row. Screw it, she sucks. No, that's not your main, dude. Trust me. I thought the previous couple characters were my mains, but then I abandoned them because I just don't love them enough. My Battlemaster, she got nerfed. Her damage got nerfed. She's still sturdy. I still think she's fun. I still love her. So I will main her in Korea. I will abandon her for NAEU, but for Korea, I still love my Battlemaster. So guys, I hope you took something away from my $10,000 lesson.